know if it's gonna work, but we're gonna try it. Hey guys, iSkylar here. So, as you can see, you're in front of my bookcase. So, that light is not pointing towards me. Kind of better, but kind of not. Did that make that better or worse? Whatever. Anyways, welcome to my bookcase. So I don't really see this type of video very often, if at all. So I decided to do it because I have nothing else to do while I'm literally working from home, living from home, not going anywhere, and dying slowly inside like everybody else. So I'm gonna do what's on my bookcase because why not? So let's start with. Should I do? I don't know. Let's do the closest side to me. So I have an incomplete Harry Potter collection. Yes, people hate her now, but we're just gonna leave her as she who will not be named, and go from there. So I have books 1 through 4. I'm not sure if it's gonna be the easiest way to do this. I was gonna just hold you and not be in the picture, but then I realized I'm never in my actual videos anymore since I posted like 5 videos of me playing Pokemon and you don't see me. Well, screw it. So I have books 1 through 4, and my first one is Paperback, and it's seen some days. I don't know how I can see that, but it's seen some days. It's really torn up. So I got this in, I don't know when. When did this book come out? Because that will tell me a lot of things. What year are you? Oh, it's like, it's so bad. The page came out. Like, it's out. There's a fly. Sorry. But the page came out. Like, literally came out. I'm just keeping it in the book. Oh, hey, this is the actual one I need. It says 1999. Okay, so 1999, I was in 2nd grade. Yes? No. September 99. Yes, I was in 2nd grade. So I did get this in 2nd grade. Whew. Maybe even later. I don't know. But either way, so I got this probably maybe a year or 2 at most after it came out. And not only do I know I was young when I got this, I wrote in pen and permanent marker my initials, my full name, my phone number at the time, which I didn't know my number had so many 7s in it, and also my crush, but only their initials, which means I cannot donate this to anyone because it's written in and torn apart. I do kind of want to reread it, but it's literally falling, like it's, you can see it's buckling from how old it is. Like I don't know how well you can, I'll do this. Can you see that? Like you can kind of see it's buckling. Like it's had its times and it's been read many times, but it's not holding up anymore. So I kind of want to get new ones to replace this. So that's that one. I do have book 2, which I think I also wrote in. Yes, I did. I also wrote my phone number and my initial again because I am 5. Actually, I was probably like 8, but that's not the point. Wow, this book was $18. Huh. This one's faring decently, but unfortunately it has detached from the spine. So you can see there. Like these are from the original print of these books. So my book 3 is doing pretty good. This one I actually had wrapped by my librarian in elementary school, although the tape has unfortunately come apart. But I had it wrapped, so the cover is nice and pretty underneath. Again, I wrote my name in the book and my phone number because I thought someone would steal my Harry Potter book. Glad that was my only priority in elementary school. This too has unfortunately detached from the spine, but the pages are still okay. And my book 4, it's also seen a lot of days. There's some pages that are definitely like ripped and folded in. It's detached from the spine. I also wrote my name, initials, and phone number in this one. Wow, this was $26. Went up in size. So that's that. So those are the Harry Potter books. I have unfortunately never read 5, 6, or 7, or owned them. One day maybe. So next up we have the Hunger Games books. So I have the original 3, so Hunger Games, Catching Fire, and Mockingjay. I have read them all. I actually started reading them before they became a fad, which I know it's so stupid to say that, but I actually enjoyed no one knowing what the heck this was. So I found out about the Hunger Games because I quite literally was in a bookshop. I wanted a book to read. I think I want to say I was like 18 when I got this. I just wanted a book to read. So I got it at random, had no idea if it was part of a series or not. I assumed it might have been. At that time, there wasn't, this book, Catching Fire, was announced but wasn't out yet. So I read all through this and then found out that this was coming out, and my school library had one copy. So I literally checked it out the day they got it and put it on the shelf. So I was the first person in my high school to read this book, and I felt so good about that. And then when I started college, this came out and I literally ordered it, and the annoying part is I moved into my dorm one day before this showed up. I was so mad, so I had to drive home and get it. But I did read them all. They're, of course, very different than the movies. So I will say I'm a book person in this case. The books kind of add more thrill. We do have the prequel coming, so that will be making its way onto my shelf once it gets here, and I do have room to put it. So moving on, we have the Bloodsucking Fiends series. So we have Bloodsucking Fiends, You Suck, and then Bite Me. I think I have these in the right order. I know You Suck is number 1, so I'm pretty sure these are in order. I have not read all these. I have only read You Suck. I didn't know it was part of the series. Go me. So I read this one first and then found out there were other ones, so then I bought them. Haven't read them. I will say this wasn't terribly hard to figure out what was going on, even though it technically starts at the end of this one. So pretty good if you're into it. I do enjoy Christopher Moore's writing. Not hard to follow, pretty understandable. A lot of humor, a lot of sexual humor, but I'm okay with that. I also did this for a book report in high school and kept all the sexual things out because knowing my teacher would not read the book or look it up, to be honest. Who wouldn't? I got an A on it by literally just changing part of the plot. Fun fact, I spilled water on it and some of the red, I'm taking this up close, you see it? So some of the red on the pages came off and then I had to tape it up. So that happened. And then we have, this is gonna be like probably a half an hour video and I don't really care. So next we have the Forest of Hands and Teeth series. This, I didn't know what to expect with this. So this is another book I grabbed at random. I read literally the back and the first page and just kind of went with it. So basically, it's really quite interesting. So each book follows a different time period within the series. So the Force Energy is book 1, so this is like where everything begins. And then book 2 is the character from the first story and then the child of the character in the second story. So it's like next generation. And then we have an alternate generation in this one where it's actually 2 different main characters. So you have 2 different views. Actually 2 different lives altogether in terms of status, like economical status, which these are a zombie apocalypse book, so having economical status is quite interesting in this particular case. I also realized all 3 of these books are from Borders, which no longer exists. So, you know, good times there. I will say pretty much every book on here for the most part is young adult. I don't care. I feel like actual adult fiction is boring as hell. But young adult fiction, mwah, beautiful. Because they have so many things. But I would say if you like zombie apocalypse, definitely read these. They're really great. So it's The Forest Behind the Teeth, The Dead-Tossed Waves, and The Dark and Hollow Places. Carrie Ryan, the way she kind of leads you, you really don't know what's going to happen, and I appreciate that I couldn't guess. Maybe it's just because I'm one of those people who gets it. Also, at one point I started to reread it, so I have like a tag in the middle of the book. I use sticky notes to mark my places. So that's how you know I started to reread it and then stopped. Because I forget I'm reading things. But it's a really great book for zombie apocalypse. It's not like super like grotesque or anything. And the way she describes the movements of the zombie apocalypse, the way she describes the movements of the zombies is quite interesting. And she kind of dives into like economical status and religion. So it's a moment. The first book is more religion, and the other book's more economical status. And then we just have the lovely group of books from Gregory Maguire. So you know, like Cinderella, Snow White, and of course the Wicked series. So I have 1 and 2 of those. I got these in high school. I did book reports on them. I did enjoy them very much, to be honest. They're humorous. I did enjoy that. Also, I love the cover art of them. It's just, I don't know. I'm one of those people, like, cover art really can suck me in. Reminds me, I have to get the 3rd book from this, because I need to read it, which is The Lion Among Men. On sale October 2008. Whew, that takes me back right now. 12 years ago. Holy cow. I'm also mad that I couldn't find like the big size version of Son of a Witch. I can only find the small one. So I bought it, and now it bugs me because it's not the same size as the other books. So, you know, that's neat. We're having a good time there. Alright, next up is the Wake series. So this is a series by Lisa McMahon. So we have Wake, we have Fade, and then we have Gone. So this series is about a girl who has this like dream ability where she can go into other people's dreams and not only watch them but be in them, be involved. So the person that she's invading, they can see her, they can talk to her. You know, they're wondering why the hell she's there. And she basically doesn't understand what this is, trying to navigate her life. And essentially, as this series goes on, you learn, of course, more about what it's called, and the fact that it does unfortunately have side effects, because obviously nothing like the ability to, take control of someone's dreams should be completely without repercussion. But it's basically about a high school girl, and it does follow her into college, if I remember correctly. But they're very quick books, because they're actually pretty big print in my opinion, and they're not very long. Like the 3rd book is 214 pages. What's the first book? Oh, does this book not have pages? Do we not do page numbers on that one? Okay, there we go, there's our pages. So the first book is basically the same, about 214, I think. Yeah, so they're all basically about the same. Oh, book 2's longer. Book 2 is like 240 pages. Okay, so work. So, book 2 is the longest, and I think book 3 is the shortest, so go figure. But it's a pretty great series if you're kind of into the whole dream world kind of view. Also the cover art, you got a pillow, you got a glass, and then you got a chair. One thing I do enjoy is that once you read them, you understand that each item on the covers actually do have an actual meaning for the book. Because book 1 is literally spent trying to stop the whole dream thing, because in book 1, the main character has no control. It just happens at random. It's screwing her life up. So you're kind of going with her. She learns what this is, learns that she really can't control it very well, and goes from there. And then book 2 starts to really explore things, and it's not that great. And then book 3 it's the end, you know, I'm kind of getting there. But I basically bought it on a whim, kind of read it, that was kind of cool, liked it, and then once I liked it, I went and bought the other ones. Unfortunately, they only had a hard copy of the 3rd book, so I have hard copy of this one, but paperback of this one. But it does bother me. The only good thing is they're pretty much the same size, so I do appreciate when hardcover books are the same size as their paperback counterparts. Alright, so here's a throwback. This is big throwback. Like, this book is literally peeling. I've had this so long that like the actual like covering material is peeling off. Like, it's just peeling. So this is the Thief Lord. I got this, I think I was in 5th or 6th grade. Again, I wrote my initials. This time in whiteout. We upgraded from permanent marker. So I love this book so much, especially the fact it has a map of, you know, the book world in here, which is kind of cool. So it is set in Venice, Italy. It is about basically a gang of orphaned children. They have a leader. He's the Thief Lord. My Siri just went off, and I was not talking to her at all. I don't like that. No siree. Anyways, so Thief Lord basically is the ringleader of these children. He's teaching them to just survive on the streets, essentially. If I remember correctly, they live in like a abandoned theater or auditorium or something like that, and they're just trying to survive, essentially. And the main characters is an older brother and his little brother, and they're just trying to survive, essentially. It is a children's book, so, you know, when I bought it, I was like 11, so I fit that category. But I will say, even as an adult, it's still an interesting book to read, in all honesty. And plus, I really like that, you know, each chapter has artwork. That, you know, I just like that. It's kind of cool. So, and it's like artwork that's just different. I like that. So I will say, even as a children's book, it's still a great read. It's just obviously the themes are not going to be very in-depth, not super, you know, super explored, because, hey, a 10-year-old's not going to have that much of an attention span for reading. So next up we have, it's kind of a funny story. I think this is probably one of the most basic books to read. It's another book that I started to reread, and then I'm like almost done the second reread. I have like 100 pages left, I think, or maybe 50, something like that. I love this book. It is vastly different from the movie, which I appreciated. I actually watched the movie first, which then made me read the book. I actually read it on a flight from the East Coast to the West Coast, which is about 6 hours, so very good book to keep yourself busy. I will say, read the book first before you watch the movie, so you get the actual plot, and just know the book is different than the movie. Like, there's a lot of differences. This is a book that I started to read and then have not finished yet, or really even got into it. I have read 20 pages. So this is Carry On by Rainbow Rodwell, or Rowell, Rodwell. I want to say Rodwell, don't know why. So, as far as I know, it's just about a magician, essentially a wizard, who needs to save the world, you know, the basic plot. I just really liked the cover, and I didn't realize that Rainbow Rowell was not the name of the character until I actually looked at the book. So, whoops. What I do like, though, is there is a map of the worlds, because it's at like a school. It's kind of like Hogwarts in a sense. So there's a map of the school in there and the grounds, which has been nice, because when they're mentioning it, even in the beginning, to know what they're talking about, and you can just reference it real quick. I very much appreciate that. So this is on my read list right now. Pretty much all the books I'm going to show you right now are books I have barely started or have not read yet, so they're on that. So next up is Merciless by Daniel Vega. It is a murder mystery type book. I got it honestly because it has a pink cover with a dagger and a skull on it. I love pink, it's my second favorite color, purple's my first. And I guess the comments were kind of good on it. You know, it has the whole Mean Girls with the occult twist, page to page, Stephen King style terror, which Stephen King style terror is kind of its own little world. It's kind of hard to get in that world, in my opinion. Nail-biting thriller, and then I'll take a sturdy read. It'll take a sturdy read not to keep from flinching. I don't really think anyone's gonna flinch reading a book, but that's just me. It's not a very long book. It's only like 300 pages, so it's gonna be a quick one. I unfortunately have damage to the edge, which bothers me before I even read it. Like, oh come on, dude. Like, I already damaged it. So I'm quite excited to read that when I get to it. And then we have the joke book, which is Mean Girls. So the Much Ado About Mean Girls. It's basically the Mean Girls in Shakespeare. Lie. But Mean Girls written in Shakespearean language, so that's kind of cool. What? Oh, it is the tag. It is the security tag that was in my book. Okay, work security tag. I got this from Barnes & Noble, so FYI, they put security tags in the book. If you take out the security tag, they won't know you stole the book. Don't do that. But if you do, just don't tell me. So I will read through this. It'll be a quick one, obviously. But alright, up next we got some drag queens. So I have Rue's Guru book. Ow! Oh, I just stabbed myself. Did I cut myself? Oh my god, did I cut myself on this book? Wow, did that really just happen? Did that happen? I'm not bleeding, but I definitely sliced myself with the edge of this book, which is apparently sharp. Wow. It's a day. Anyways, we have Guru, which I believe is like his lifestyle type book. I haven't actually read it yet. And then we have Willem's Suck Less, Learning Through the Faults of Others. Basically Willem's guide to not be useless and be better than other people. I have skimmed through this. I will say Willem's book is one of those things where if you don't have the ability to enjoy humor on all levels, explicitly sexual humor, don't read this book, because it's not for that. Like, they're sticking here, so just be advised, it is an explicit book. Alright, so up next is a book I was not sure I wanted to buy. So it is Slayer, which is in the Buffy universe. So it's basically another Slayer in the universe who, to my understanding, doesn't want to be the Slayer. And you're just kind of following her life of becoming that Slayer. It's like a 400-page book. So FY, it's a big book. Oh, the pages aren't big. It's not like Harry Potter big, so. Like, I feel like you put these pages in Harry Potter version, it's like way less. I apparently have a bookmark in here. Oh, this is a magnetic bookmark. Okay, work. Okay, the page is not damaged. Okay, cool. We don't want a damaged page. That's good. Just gonna try not to rip the page as I try to fix the bookmark. I don't know why I have a bookmark on here, but I do. Which is nice, I guess. Usually I use Post-it notes, so I'm surprised by that one. That's fine. So, need to read that. Essentially, this whole section right here is need to read. So, actually, if we go through it, read several times, haven't read. The last one is a series I was trying to start, and then I didn't, which is The Mortal Instruments. So, this is The City of Bones. I've only seen the movie, which is obviously completely different than the book series. And then there is Shadowhunters from ABC, which, and unfortunately takes from all the books, which is a problem because then things aren't consistent and then things happen too quick. I never finished Shadowhunters. So, good times there. Oh, that's interesting. This bookmark has been in here so long, it has changed color. I'm pretty sure these are actually supposed to be yellow, and now this is orange. So that's cool. But the inside's also this metallic color, so I don't know if that did it. So I need to read this boy and figure out if I actually like that series. I unfortunately did like the movie, even though it was terrible in its own right. Okay, then getting to my second shelf, I don't really have many books on here. I have the Buffy the Vampire Slayer graphic novel. I have the season 8 part 1, which I haven't read through all the way. I'm like halfway through. Yeah, I'm like halfway through. I have some books from college and high school. So I have How to Read Literature Like a Professor from high school. From college, when I took my fiction courses, I have the Best American Short Stories of 2012. I only kept this because some of them are actually really cool and they're great examples of just writing. And then I have a book that I did not purchase. It was actually given to me by a manager from my work who doesn't work anymore. So when I went to a new position, he actually got me the 360 Leader, which to my knowledge is, yeah, developing your influence from anywhere in the organization. So basically, how to take control of your career is essentially what it's about. I have not read it yet. He did leave me a very heartfelt note, you know, to kind of keep going. So I appreciate that. I have not read it though. It's not my type of reading. I actually don't really enjoy nonfiction that much. I do prefer fiction writing, specifically fantasy or good epic, but mostly fantasy. And then I have a bunch of coloring books, because I used to be able to color at work. So I have the Pop Manga coloring book, which I don't think I even started in coloring in this. But I mean, like, look at the inside. It's like, it's so beautiful. And it pops the color everywhere. You can color the actual, like, cover if you want to. You got the inside, like, has, like, you can literally just color all over this thing. So I haven't started coloring this yet, but it's absolutely beautiful inside here. Like, it's of course fangirly, but I mean, trying to show you so you don't get too much of a light in here. But, you know, it's very fangirly, but it's very, very beautiful. I also have some Sheen coloring book, which I have colored in here a bit very terribly. I have just been very bored. It's colored with marker, so nothing special. I also have the miniature version of this that I bought, and then I didn't color in it. Oh, actually, did I color this one? No, I did not color this one. Because I got the mini one when I was then told I could no longer color while I was on the phone. Because coloring kept me from snapping on customers when I took phone calls at my job, which I no longer do, thankfully. I also have the adult coloring book. So this is Release Your Anger, 40 swear words to color your anger away at the Midnight Edition, which means all the pages are black. So are actually pops. I haven't really colored in this much because I couldn't really bring it to work, obviously, to adult. Because my work, they like no swearing, you know, because we don't want to promote that kind of environment. I also have the Tokidoki Coloring Pad. So it's a book, but then it's a pad inside. So I've that kind of started. I didn't really color much of this. My roommate started coloring this at one point, so hers is significantly better looking than mine. But yeah, that's in there. I don't know where this video stopped. But this is the last book I'm going to show you. So this is the official Pokemon guide for the Pokemon Platinum version. So this is like, what, 2010? I think this is like 2010. Hold on. 2008 for Japan. But 2009 for the US. Okay, so this is 2009. So I was senior year, I think, when this came out. Maybe end of junior year. But I've had this. It is in pretty good condition. It's worth like $5. It has a map of the underground, which is really great to have. And then just a route map overall, which is again useful. But this is a complete guide for Pokemon Platinum. So it has the complete Pokedex in it. It has the complete move list. It has item locations, Pokemon locations. It has move sets, tells you where to get the Pokemon, how to evolve them, when they evolve, levels, move sets, all that jazz. Like, it's all in here. It also has the swarm information, how to find things when they're swarming. It's just, there's so much in here. It's just, wow. Link for fun. Play with your friends using wireless and Wi-Fi communications. Like, yes, work. I love it. Oh, it has all like the setup stuff, the underground trainer gallery. So show the different trainers, Pokemon, contest stuff. Oh, Pokemon Battle Frontier or Battle Facility. So it has like Battle Castle. I love that. Look at that. And then our future Elite Four person here. So I mean, it's kind of cool to see all these things. I never actually did that kind of extra story. I never cared for the Battle Frontier, to be honest, so I never did it. But it's kind of cool that it's here. Looks like it also gives you examples of how to use moves better and stuff like that, how to set up, how to do move sets. But I mean, it's a complete, it tells you everything. Everything's in here. Everything. Like, even legendaries are in here. Yeah, even legendaries are in here. Holy cow. Yeah, wow. But I still have this. It's just some nostalgia for me, and I really think it's cool. Maybe I'll try doing a playthrough of Pokemon Platinum and only use this guide and just see how beneficial it actually is. Alright, we're at the end, because other than these books and my coloring stuff, I have, of course, my coloring stuff. So I have colored pencils, I have markers, I have gel pens I have not used, I have some DVDs still, which I have barely watched. These I'm just gonna go through real quick. So I have some seasons of Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT. I have the Slayers, and it's the first 3 seasons. So which is the Slayers, Slayers Next, and Slayers Try. I got this from Best Buy, probably overpaid for it. I mostly got it because I like the Slayers first off, but it's a book. Like, it's a book. It's so cool looking. But I really liked that. It was different. I think I probably paid like $50 for this, I wouldn't be surprised. Is there like a price tag on here? There's not. There's FBI warning. So I also have the Invader Zim Complete Edition, because I loved Invader Zim. This was something I never thought I'd be able to find, and the moment I saw it at FYE, which is no longer open, I don't think they are. I'm pretty sure they bankrupt, whatever. I bought this so quick. I love Invader Zim, and now it's on Hulu, last I checked. I have all the seasons of Yu Yu Hakusho, because I love that anime. I also have some animes some people may not have heard of. So there is Ragnarok, the animation, which is based on a Korean game called Ragnarok Online. So this is about a bunch of people who live in the world of Ragnarok, and they start out as the base classes. So there's 6 base classes, if I remember correctly. Acolyte, Swordsman, Thief, Archer, and Merchant. And you basically see all the classes, and you can follow them through their journey of becoming their next job, because in Ragnarok, it's a job. So your job is a swordsman, and you can become a knight or a crusader. A merchant can become a blacksmith or an alchemist, etc., etc. So you kind of follow them, but the plot line is about a swordsman and an acolyte, and they're basically just trying to protect the world. And you kind of see things that don't match up to the game, which you can't do that. It's an anime, so obviously things are going to be different. If I can remember, I'll insert a clip of an example from someone that made a video for my server. I don't think he's really gonna care if I put it in here, so be quick. But it's also a very sad anime, just an FYI. If you do watch it, it is a really great anime, but it is actually really sad. But that's Ragnarok. It's actually, there's a lot of sad things even in the game. Another one, which is called Shattered Angels. It's a time. It's like hypersexual. Basically, it's about these girls who are cyber angels, but they're war machines who were turned into girls, and they have masters. But the main character doesn't want a master. Like, she isn't easily controlled, but she knows she should be controlled. It's a very confusing anime. It's a lot of hypersexual, a lot of tension. Pretty sure all of the girls are lesbians at this point in here. So if you watch it, it's pure fan service. And then otherwise, I have the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street. I know it was not good. I still liked it. I have Lilo and Stitch from when I was a kid. I can't part ways with it, even though I haven't watched it literally since I got the DVD. It was a birthday gift from my grandmother, so it's one of those things like sentimental. I have Clue, which I love. I have the 2 Power Ranger movies, so Mighty Morphin and Turbo. And then one of my favorite comedy series from Stars, which is Headcase. It's about a therapist who is so unprofessional it hurts. And basically she allows her life to interfere with her sessions, her therapy sessions. I do see that this one is a little yellowed. That might just be the coloring. But it's a very, very funny series. I think this is from like the mid-2000s, like 2007-ish. Let's find out. When did you come out? Is there any year on you? 2009, 2010. Okay, so late 2000s. So 2009 and 2010. They're honestly really great. She's a celebrity therapist, so you will see a lot of really random celebrities on here. Daddy Goldblum is in season 1. You know, it's a time. But it's also there's a lot of sexual tension things in here too, so it's great. Like, the first season tagline, we got money, fame, psychosis, all 3 get an appointment. So basically, you gotta have money to get to be with her. But I love it. The character's name is Dr. Elizabeth Good. She's a PhD, of course. But she is the most judgmental person ever. And also her life is falling apart literally every episode. So if you're into comedy of someone's life literally breaking down, that's for you. And that's my bookshelf. This is about 30 minutes of me talking, I think. Actually 40. So I'm gonna have to try breaking it down a little. We shall see. Maybe I'll just post a really long video of this. I don't think anyone's really gonna care. But that was my bookcase. If you want any book reviews, feel free to ask. I'd have to reread whatever book you want a book review of, but I'll reread it and take notes for you. So I'll let you guys go because these lights are getting very warm, and AC blowing on them probably isn't good. So I'm gonna let you guys go. Okay, bye. Ah!